Lego the Hobbit, a great adventure held back by unneeded filler crap. Lego the Hobbit tells the first two Hobbit stories, a story I wasn't familiar with but quickly fell in love with. The cutscenes and storytelling, both in dialogue and environmentally, are very charming. This is a very beautiful game and can really take your breath away with its level design. It's a shame that the actual mechanics of the game ruin something with the potential to be a perfect journey. You can play single player or split screen co-op. There's tons of things to do in Lego the Hobbit. Not only is there an 8-hour story, but there's an open world for you to explore to get collectibles and help the townspeople. This by itself is enough, but for some reason, it isn't enough for the developers, as they have to bog the game down with a meaningless grind to complete. This is without a doubt one of those games that have no respect for your time. The beautiful, charming world is ruined by an overwhelming feeling of stud collecting. Nearly everything in this world is breakable, which honestly ruins the immersion. It takes what could be a charming platformer and turns it into a grind. Instead of playing with Legos, you're tasked with cleaning them up. My journey to the Platinum Trophy felt more like a chore than it did fun. You unlock characters with these studs and at the end of levels, but they of course force you to replay the story again if you want that wonderful 100%. They block off collectibles, making a natural single playthrough undoable. The actual level progression is pretty sluggish too. The game has a hard time of allowing flow, which can also pull you out of the game. There are constant question marks floating around that will tell you how to progress, rather than a simple hands-on approach to keep you inside of the story. Level progression is a lot of guesswork at times. There's no task indicator, you're just placed in a world and break things until you figure out what you need to do. This guesswork can actually break the game too. I ran into a game-breaking glitch a little more than halfway into the story when I needed a torch to continue, but they wouldn't spawn, forcing me to back out of the level and restart. You're given way too many characters to work with too, which makes switching back and forth annoying. You can switch with the character wheel or tap the character button for a quick swap. The game, however, switches to the nearest character most of the time rather than the character needed to progress, making the quick swap almost a useless function. You could argue that the game wants you to use your brain and select a character you need manually rather than just give it to you, but the thing is, I did in my mind, please just give me the character needed to progress and stop interrupting my immersion. Combat also has a strange feel to it. I never felt like I was slicing through enemies like I should have. Hit detection is nearly non-existent, leaving combat to feel stiff and unsatisfying, especially the boss battles, which is really a shame. This was my first Lego game and one of the newer ones. For this reason, I can't say if there are improvements or if the series is falling from greatness. While I love the story, characters, and beautiful world I was placed in, I didn't have fun on my journey to the credits. Lego the Hobbit will make you smile. It will also keep you occupied for full completion, but just for all of the wrong reasons. That being said, I would still recommend this game to those who love The Hobbit, a good story, or experiencing beautiful worlds. But the actual gameplay is just no good. For what it is, an action-adventure game, 7.5 out of 10, and as an overall game, 7 out of 10. If you played Lego The Hobbit, tell me what you thought about it down in the comment section below. If you haven't played it, tell me if you plan on picking it up. Thumbs up if you liked the video, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and tune in Monday for First Impressions, where we find out what game we're playing next. Thanks for watching.
Lay down your arms, or we'll whip his off.